Okay, guys, this is going to my review of Denis Villeneuve's film Prisoners. I watched Prisoners not knowing much about it other than the director, and I really wanted to get a sense of Villeneuve's style and taste, considering he's directing Dune, that I'm very looking forward to. And so I kind of wanted to watch his films. He's a very higher regarded director, so I want to watch his films. So I started with Prisoners, one of his most well regarded, and it was fantastic. I think from beginning to end they present this film as if anything can happen, as if just the endless possibilities of where the daughters could be, who did it. And what I love is there's so many twists and turns that this film doesn't present one suspect. It presents a boatload. And I think it's very interesting. And I love the kind of prisoner inception type thing that's going on, because it's like on the one hand, Hugh Jackman's daughter is kidnapped and a prisoner, while Hugh Jackman himself has a prisoner. And so it's kind of like this idea of like crossing a line. And I think part of this film that explores the idea of what a good, decent man would do for the things he loved. And honestly, it kind of explores this a little bit in The Mandalorian, the past episode, kind of the exploration of that. But I just think it's very fascinating and very exciting to kind of see where it's going from there, to be honest. And it's just something that I think for me intrigues me a lot to see this kind of story. And kind of, I love these kind of crime mystery thrillers because it's just like you never know. It engages you. And I think this film sucks you in at the very beginning just from the characters. And from that very beginning scene where they're killing the deer and they're talking, and just these characters feel complex. They don't just feel like your everyday hero and your everyday villain. These are complex characters. We see this in the film through both Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, but they're both, neither one of them are good, 100% good guys. Like Hugh Jackman crossed the line in many points of the film, abusing Alex Winter and doing all that stuff. Or Alex Jones, I think it was Alex Jones. Sorry, but where did I get? So let me search this up. But yeah, I think it's just something very very exciting. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so it's just something that is just felt like all the pieces of this film come together very very nicely. I think that makes as a collective sense with this film very unique and very exciting, very just gripping. Like I started this film, I just couldn't stop watching because this complexity of the story of who kidnapped them, what lengths would both the detective and Hugh Jackman would go, and the complexity is there, and why would they kidnap him, and exploring that this kidnapping goes further. And I love the ending. I love the ending that the kind of full this almost in a way full circle moment of where now Hugh Jackman's the prisoner. And it's just so interesting. And this idea of maybe we're all the prisoners. Maybe we're all are prisoners of our own self greed or whatever. I don't know. And honestly, I loved Logan, but this is Hugh Jackman's best performance I've seen. I mean, just watching it from start to finish. Like, you buy that this guy wants his daughter back. You buy his anger. You buy his frustration, his sadness. And he makes good points while still coming off a little bit arrogant, a little bit villainous. And these are human characters because they make mistakes. These are real, good, solid characters when they make mistakes. See, I think a key to a great script and a great story is the conflict evolves not because it needs to, but because the characters maybe make the mistakes that allow the conflict to evolve. And mistakes like Hugh Jackman going after Alex Jones instead of his aunt, and simple stuff, simple mistakes, simple decisions and choices made by our characters that set us on a very unique, a very different path. And making it so that the kidnapping was a daughter and daughter and her friends that are only like 5, it makes us as an audience wanting. Like you know how in John Wick they kill the puppy. At that moment, what was so genius about killing the puppy was that it set us on a course that we now are invested in this character. We invest in our murders. We invest in what John Wick is doing because of a simple decision made by stuff in types of people, whether it be a pet or a toddler or a little daughter, like in this film. What it does is by having them kidnap his daughter, it allows us to almost in a way see what he's doing and empathize what he's doing. Because if you just look at face value, everything he's doing, beating up Alex Jones and interrogating people and getting drunk and going and terrorizing people and just taking matters into his own hands. On face value, that seems like a very evil thing, but I think by having the villains kidnap his daughter, I think that allows us as an audience to at least see where he's coming from. I think that makes it very interesting, very unique, in many ways. But so yeah, I think this was a great overall, well-rounded cast as well. So what's not to love with the film like this? Anyways, stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.